In 2008, after a year-long relationship, Daniel Lawson married Maya Summers. Daniel worked as an administrative clerk in the city of Portland, the very city where he was born and raised. Maya, too, had grown up there. It was where their lives had always intertwined. But from the very beginning, Daniel's parents disapproved of their marriage. They had their reasons, and in their eyes, those reasons were more than enough. In truth, Daniel, who was only 26 at the time, hadn't been eager to marry Maya. He had only agreed because she kept pressuring him. He knew her past, knew about the other men she had been involved with, some of whom had even been part of his inner circle. He remembered how she once swore to him that her past was behind her, that none of it mattered anymore, that she would remain faithful to him for as long as she lived. Daniel remembered all of that clearly. But it didn't take long for the consequences of his parents' opposition to emerge. Maya sensed it too, and she fought hard to hold on to Daniel. She desperately wanted to have a child with him, a baby she thought would bond them forever. Months went by. No pregnancy. She knew Daniel's mother was constantly urging him to divorce her, and his father had given him an ultimatum: either stay connected to the family or stay with that woman, whom he openly called immoral. Eventually, Daniel's father banned him from entering the family home. Time was running out, and Maya knew it. She became obsessed with the idea of getting pregnant as soon as possible. She and Daniel visited a fertility specialist. The tests showed there was no physical reason preventing conception. It was just stress, the doctors said. Time would fix it. But Maya wasn't willing to wait. She turned to her past. She reached out to an old flame, someone she had once loved before Daniel. After exhausting every medical, herbal, and superstitious option she could find, she decided to get pregnant by this former lover. She was confident that Daniel would never question the child's paternity. The man now lived in Seattle, and Maya began making secret trips there. She'd tell Daniel she was visiting relatives nearby, then take off the moment he went to work. In Seattle, on Vassar Street, her old lover lived in an apartment in one of the newer buildings. Maya visited him regularly. Sometimes she even met up with other past flings. Her goal: stay married to Daniel at any cost. Unbeknownst to her, one of Daniel's co-workers at the city office had been keeping an eye on her for weeks. At the request of Daniel's mother, he'd become an informant. He fed back everything: her movements, her lies. Though Daniel had been banned from visiting his family's home, his mother found ways to contact him. She would show up outside his workplace. She'd plead with him to open his eyes, to see that Maya had returned to her old ways. Still, Daniel never questioned Maya's loyalty. Not once did he check the car's mileage, never suspecting she had been driving it far beyond the local streets of Portland. Daniel stayed focused on his work. That year, He was awarded a performance bonus, a sizable sum. He decided to use it toward buying a new car. He put his current one up for sale. At a friend's suggestion, he stuck a sign in the back window. Car for sale. Call 5231. He didn't expect a quick sale. He knew the demand for used cars peaked in summer. Maya continued using the car for her secret trips to Seattle. Meanwhile, Daniel's father, frustrated by the lack of results, hired someone to follow her. He wanted proof, photos, evidence. And one evening, Daniel's mother handed him just that. Photos of Maya, hand in hand with her former lover. Daniel nearly collapsed. He was devastated. He went straight to the district attorney's office and filed an official complaint for marital infidelity. The DA ordered the police to open an investigation. By law, proving infidelity requires either catching the accused in the act or obtaining written or verbal confessions. Neither was easy. The lead investigator gave Daniel his personal number, telling him to call if anything new happened. 10 days after posting the car for sale sign, Daniel was at work when his phone rang. A man on the line said he was calling about the car. He was standing in front of it right now and wanted to buy it immediately. Daniel froze. The caller was in Seattle on Vassar Street. Daniel knew instantly. Maya had taken the car. She was with him. He hung up and called the investigator. Within minutes, the police were en route to Seattle, with Daniel riding along. Daniel led them straight to the apartment. The car was still parked in front. They climbed the stairs quietly. When the door opened, a man in nothing but his boxers stood stunned to see Daniel. The lead officer didn't hesitate. He pushed past him. Daniel and another officer followed. In the bedroom, Maya was barely covered, scrambling for her clothes. The officer ordered her to get dressed. Both she and her lover were taken to the station for processing. Later, when Maya sat in the courtroom, it hit her. It wasn't a private investigator, a suspicious husband, or even her past mistakes that exposed her. It was that handwritten "for sale" sign. The one with Daniel's phone number. The smallest detail, the one thing she never imagined would betray her, had uncovered everything.